All right, let's move on to an example, right? So I can reinforce what I just covered over here for you. So this is actually a current chart of Goldman Sachs. Remember that just now I mentioned about ATR entry. So maybe I can just go through the ATR entry first, and then we're going to the different kind of variation using the live chart over here. Okay. So all right, let me go into Goldman Sachs. So this is actually a current price formation market actually did a false bottom. As if you all have watched the DL1 video, you will know that this is a majority flush, false bottom, false the bottom here, right? With the bullish EXE form. Okay, so since the bullish EXE form, okay, you can mouse over the bar. You can see my cursor mouse over the bar and look at the left side, top left of the platform. You can see the high of the bar is at 153.9. So maybe I can put a mark here. 153.9 will be the highest point of the bar, right? So the immediate swing low, okay, sorry, since we are using okay, let's identify the sweet spot first. So after identify the high of the bar, the lowest of the bar is at 133.26. 133.26. So I just change this 133.26. So let's find out what's the midpoint. Okay, you can use a calculator to calculate what's the midpoint, but over here, I just share with you that I don't use a calculator. I usually don't use a calculator. I'll just visually see where's the midpoint and just derive this midpoint myself. Okay, you realize I never use a calculator. I'm just using a line there to derive the midpoint between the highest point of the bar and lowest point. So in gray over here, this zone in gray will be our sweet spot entry zone. Remember? Between the high of the bar and the 50% of the bar range of the EXE bar will be our sweet spot entry. And let's say between the high of the bar, within the sweet spot entry, I decide, no, I don't want to buy when at the bar high, right? I want to wait for market to do a retracement, right? So let's say I wait for, after the bar close, I wait for market to retrace back to this level, let's say. Let's say I like this level, at this level 148.67. I wait for market to retrace back down to fill me. Okay, so this will be my entry price. And if you refer back earlier on, right, I mentioned that you can actually put on this thing called a stop loss at 1 ATR distance, right? 1 ATR distance. So what do you mean by 1 ATR distance? You see this indicator over here, right? Indicator over here. Okay, I'm just going to delete this indicator and show you how do you put in this 1 ATR distance indicator. Okay, so to put the 1 ATR indicator, you right click studies and edit studies, and you double click on the ATR. By default, just use the 14 period one and then press OK. And basically this indicator shows you what is the bar range in the average of the bar range in the recent 14 days. Okay, so as you can see over here, the indicator over here shows that the latest, right, ATR is $16.64, right? $16.64. And you can base this ATR to put your stop loss. For example, let's say you decide to enter at 148.67. Okay, so you use 148.67 minus away the ATR at $16.64. You will get around 132.03. Okay, you can use a calculator to calculate. So the stop loss will be at 132.03 if I use the ATR method. Understand? So understand? That's how you get the ATR method. You first identify your entry, minus away the 1 ATR distance through the indicator, last 14 periods indicator, to establish your stop loss. Okay, so it may or may not be at the swing low, because when you're using the ATR, it's just a arbitrary stop loss distance that you use based on the current fluctuation of the price. Understand? Same thing if you were to do it for the short side. Okay, so let's say I'll take away the 1 ATR method, and let's say now you decide that to put it at the immediate swing low. So immediate swing low will be lower than 132 point, let me see, 133.26. So the lowest point you see is at 130.85. So one tick below 130.85 will be 130.84, correct? So this will be our stop loss. If you enter here, this will be your stop loss. If you use the one that I use the most, right? The preceding nearby swing low method, right? The preceding swing by near low method. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you put at 130.838281. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't. It's because it's the standard guideline that we use in price action manipulation, right? You can actually, as long as you don't put it too far away, it's okay, right? Visually, you don't see that. You don't go and put it somewhere here, right? That's too far away. You want to put it near to the structure, you can. Understand? So let's say, for example, if you have watched the earlier videos on order execution, let's say maybe we can use this Excel sheet. Okay, you can see that, let's say you're going to risk $300 on this trade. Okay, your entry, your stop loss will be at 130.84, long entry at 148.67. You immediately at 1:2, your target should be 184.33. So I'll just key in here at 184.33. This blue line will be your target based on our calculations here, right? And if you retrace to the green line, you're going to enter how many shares of Goldman Sachs? You could enter 16 or 17. You cannot buy fractional shares, right? Over here, you can only buy either 16 shares or 17 shares. So let's say you round down to 16 shares. You can mouse over, right click, buy custom OCO bracket, 16 shares. Okay, sorry, just let me key 16 shares. You can key in the orders here. Take note that I covered this OCO entry in the earlier videos. You can rewatch them again. So now I'm just going to redo the execution for you to see. So you have many forms of examples to learn. 184.33. Stop loss at 181.3. Sorry, just let me take a look. This is 0.84, right? And all our orders are GTC. Understand? So once you are confident, the first order is a buy limit order. Target order will be the second one. The third one will be your stop loss order. Okay. Once you're done, look at the configuration, the commissions, and so on. And once you're happy with it, press send. So you'll see this order something like this in your platform, pending for execution. Okay, so this is basically what you do. Once you can do your research on the swing trades, the setups, and then once you identify them, you doesn't need to enter the order when the market is open. You can do it even when the market is open, before the market is open or after market is open, or even during weekends, right? To do your research and put in the orders and wait for the market to fill the next days or next week. Understand? So if you don't want this order, you can just cancel it away. So understand how the mental models, or how I go into identifying the sweet spot entry zone, the stop loss, what's the ATR indicator that you use. All right. So let's go on to the next example here. We call it the ADES, right? We also have it for the GCO and so on. Okay. ADES. Let's go on to ADES, also on the weekly chart. All right, so let's zoom into this part of the chart, right? ADES. So this is actually, later on you will learn in a subsequent video, this part is called the bullish false strike. The bullish false strike that forced the bottom over here. Okay, so this is a bullish false strike formation. And once the bullish false strike formation forms, you have a bullish pin bar as your execution signal. So the high of the bar is what? Is $8.42. So the high of the bar is somewhere at $8.42. So let's put it strictly here. Okay, so let's say the midpoint of the bar is somewhere here. Let's say the midpoint is somewhere here. Okay, and of course your sweet spot entry zone will be between the midpoint of the bar until the high of the bar, somewhere there. Okay, and let's say you put you put an entry, right? You put an entry here, up $7.96. You realize that the market didn't retrace back all the way to your green line, and it went all the way back up. So this is an example of a scenario, the trader A and B that I mentioned just now. Sometimes even though you put an order in the sweet spot, the market may just goes up before hitting you, right? But if your friend happen to enter before you, put a higher entry price, he may get filled before you. You may get, let's say, $8.33, right? Your friend put it here. He may get filled before you, and he will have been profitable in this trade while you do not have any trade. Okay, so again, we do not know exactly how much the market will retrace. What we do as traders is we do the right thing according to our methodology. We develop our own styles of trading, and we do it consistently. Okay, I know there's many lines here, so if you have been following me step by step, you understand the rationale of why I draw all these lines. Okay, stop loss, let's say, will be mostly I'll put it at the immediate swing low. So the swing low will not be the low of this bar, but the low of this bar, because this is the lowest point. Agree? Lowest point of this bar is at $7, so the stop loss will be at $6.99. So highlight this as red color. Okay, so this will be the lowest point, will be a stop loss. If you enter at the blue line, okay, and your stop loss is at $6.99, how much do you think the price must go before it hit your target? So I can very quickly as well go into this. Let's say your stop loss at $6.99, your long entry at $8.33. So you need the price to go to $11.01 to hit your target of 1:2. Understand? So this is how you do your structuring of your trade based on the sweet spot entry zone. And let's say over here, if you want to put a 1 ATR distance, let's say you enter at $8.33. Okay, let's say you mouse over, the ATR is around $1. So $1 down is at $7.33. Understand? If you use the 1 ATR distance, you enter at $8.33, 1 ATR down, $1 down, which is this ATR distance over here around there. That will be $7.33 if you base it on 1 ATR distance. Okay, there's no right and wrong, it's a matter of style. My style is that I use most of the time I use the immediate swing low. Understand? You're encouraged to develop your own style based on the framework that we have in price action manipulation. Okay. So the next example that we're going to go through is GCO. Yeah. Let's go through GCO. Okay, so GCO is actually on the daily chart. So just let me remove some of these drawings first. Oops. Okay. Let's say the stop loss is at the high of $53.21, the immediate swing high, right? And you're waiting for, okay, let's say you enter at the sweet spot zone here, right? Let's say by now you should be able to visually understand that this between the sweet spot will be the gray box here, midpoint of the EXE bar, right? Anywhere within the midpoint of the EXE bar. Okay, I didn't use a calculator to calculate, but visually I know that this is the rectangle box will be the sweet spot zone for a short entry. Okay, so let's say you enter at $43.31. You can project your target down. Okay, let's say over here, your stop loss is at $53.21. Short entry at $49.31. Your target will be at $41.51. $41.51. Okay, over here. Okay, so as you can see, eventually hit the target. Okay, the whole thing just crash, right? It's a kind of classic manipulation we call this actually this whole entire structure a UR1 structure, right? It's a very strong move to take out the stop loss before the market crash. Okay. So you can actually practice this example GCO, right? I'll take away all the lines. This is another example for you to practice. So before this, there is actually another false bottom here before the market. Sorry, there is just let me draw the line properly here. There's actually a false bottom before the market went all the way back up. So this is an example where this is your bullish EXE is this bar, agree? Is this green bar that I highlight over here. And let's say you enter anywhere within the sweet spot. You can actually pause the video and let's say you enter in the sweet spot. Okay, you see this chart and you enter at the sweet spot. You can actually pause the video and simulate. You put your stop loss at the immediate swing low. That's the lowest point of the bar is at $35.17. This will be the immediate swing low. Sweet spot will be anywhere within the top half bar range of the bar, right? Of the bullish EXE, which is a bullish markup bar. So let's say you enter somewhere here at $37.33, right? Your sweet spot entry. You can actually do a projection of how much you expect to take on this particular trade as well. Okay, so basically this is how we identify the sweet spot and the stop loss that we use. If you want to put ATR, you can go to studies, edit studies, go to your ATR indicator, and you will know that over here when the ATR is at about $2, right? $2. So if you enter at $37.33, okay, if you use the ATR method to put your stop loss at the bottom, so you're going to minus $2, that will be $35.33. So it'll be $35.33. The purple line. Right, I would take it as a purple line, right? If you use the ATR stop loss, your stop loss will be at $35.33. Understand? Okay, so again, it's the matter of your own your style. You can develop them on your own, right? Okay. So I've covered some of these examples here, right? Over here I put risk $200. So basically it's like in your Excel sheet, if you're going to risk $200, right, you're going to put in as 200 over here. And if you want to do a sizing, you can do that as well. Let's say, for example, in this case, stop loss at, let's say I use the red line, $35.17 as my stop loss. My long entry at $37.33, right? So this will be my the actual results. So you can actually practice and to key in the variables and see if you got the same as me. So target will be at $41.65. $41.65. This will be our target. Okay. Also understand that there's many lines drawn, so please follow the video closely. And the reason why rationale why I draw the lines, because I need to cover different style of stop loss placement and the kind of scenarios that can happen. Okay. So I hope you guys have learned something useful on how do you place your orders, right, in entry and exit. This thing we call sweet spot. So when I say enter in your sweet spot, you should know that it's between your is at the 50% mark of the range of the EXE bar, and the kind of stop loss placement that you can actually choose, right, based on your own style. And of course, like I mentioned again, my style is to use the immediate swing low or the immediate swing high if I'm going short. Okay, so hope you have learned something useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.